The audio from the original video did not say, but she's basically admitting that she should not have been squatting this direction. This is a great example of what not to do when you are squatting. Let's talk about it. There's two things here. The first thing we're going to talk about is not what you're actually expecting. We're going to talk about how high to set the bar. And what I want you to notice is that when people come out of the squat rack, when you come out of the squat rack, you almost certainly have your feet right under your shoulders. You are basically standing as if you were in line at the movie theater. Your feet are close together, you're standing upright, you lift that bar up, you back out, and then your stance widens as you get ready to actually squat. So watch here, we have feet basically shoulder width apart, we step back, and then look how much wider our stance is. So when we back up and we widen our stance, look how much shorter I got just by widening my stance. When you are setting that bar up in the rack, you don't want it right here where it's going to be on your back. That leaves you so little room to be able to stand up in the first place, much less when you back up, open your stance, and you're shorter, be able to put that bar back into the hooks. You want that bar at armpit level so that when you're coming out of that squat with your wider stance, you can come forward into that rack, hit the bar against the rack itself, and then drop down knowing that the hooks are underneath where you just hit the rack. Every single time you're going to be so much safer having those hooks down here rather than up here. So that's lesson number one. For a real quick visual, you should be able to do this after your sets. You should be able to rest leaning forward with your arms over the bar. That lets you know that you do not have the bar too high in the rack. Lesson number two, this is the one you expected. Please never squat backwards in a squat rack. You should not have to be, especially after a heavy single like this, backing up, guessing where the bar, where the rack, where the hooks are going, and possibly smashing your hand between the bar and the J-hook, bumping the bar on the front of the J-hook like this lady did, possibly losing control of it to where it falls out, smashes your wrist, breaks something or tears something, falls against your back, twerks your arm in a way that tears your rotator cuff. Like, there are so many injuries that you can get that are easily avoided by simply facing forward in the rack so that you know what direction you're walking, your hands are behind the bar, they're not going to get smashed against the equipment. And again, bar at a safe height, guys. A lot of new people in the gym this time of year, let's all be safe, okay?